Hi, good afternoon. It's Friday, and that's Encouragement Friday. Well, I'm excited to reconnect with you to do our recap about the 7 Decisions for Success from the book, The Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews. I really hope from the bottom of my heart that this is a book that you've either picked up at your local library or that you've got on your e-reader or that you've gotten off of Amazon as a physical copy because it's definitely a great book and I think it's worth a read. And going into the new year, it's especially a good time to latch on to some things that are going to give you some good direction. So if you're just joining us for the first time, we've been talking about the 7 decisions for success. And last week we ended with the 7th decision. And so today we're going to kind of bring them all back together because they are like a big pie that we can kind of fill in and work on as individual pieces. But in the end, that big pie kind of becomes a great roadmap for success. So the first decision, if you remember, is that the buck stops here. And that was a reminder and a reflectionary kind of chapter in the book that brought us to kind of a stop. Like from here on out, I'm going to be accountable for the choices that I make, be accountable for the thoughts that I have and the direction that my life is going to go in. And it also is about letting go of the past and releasing ourselves from clinging to not only our past mistakes, but perhaps things that were done to us in our past. The second decision for success was I will seek wisdom. And that was a great reminder for us to dig into reading, dig into the maybe new or old that need to be kind of rehatched, spiritual connections that we have. It definitely was a reminder to not just be always going on our own information. And for me, that's a constant reminder too, to always be reading and learning and gathering new information. Our third decision for success was I am a person of action. And this decision is really pivotal, and it reminds us to do just what it says, and that's to get into motion. And so if that's with something that you started a while ago, or you've thought about starting, or you have a plan to start in the new year, being a person of action is definitely going to be a catalyst for getting you moving towards that specific goal or idea or project that you have in mind. So number 4 is I have a decided heart. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this, I think these are all kind of important parts of a puzzle or a pie, if you will, because I think each one kind of builds on the other, and it also kind of keeps it where they're also don't seem to work so good if they stand still. Because I think, to be a person with a decided heart, sometimes we also have to be a person of action. And to be a person of action, sometimes we have to be a person that has a decided heart. I have a decided heart is a reflection and a reminder, a point of success that says, to me, and should say to you, that if you've got something that is on your radar or on your heart or in your mind, you're a creator. So you've got to engage with whatever that is and lock into having a decided heart so that you can move to the next steps with that. Number 5 was a big one for me and for all of us, and that is today I will choose to be happy. It was a very, very thought-provoking chapter of the book to read because it again kind of breaks free those chains and those barriers that keep us from joy, because as long as we are the owner of our happiness and the creator of our joy, that really shifts the game for a lot of us. But it's got the potential, just as all the other decisions for success, to really be the thing that gets us going. Because if we let the little things, and there's always going to be little things, come in and kind of peck away or chip away at our happiness at any given point, it's going to mess with our decided heart. It's going to skew us from being a person of action. It might prevent us from seeking wisdom, and it's certainly going to take us back to that kind of blame game that we shut off with the buck stopping here. So I will choose to be happy. I really hope that that's something that follows you into the new year, because you deserve to be happy. So even if it's the baby steps towards looking at things in a different light, but today I will choose to be happy. Number 6 was, I will greet this day with a forgiving spirit. And again, as I talk about these decisions for success as being pillars that stand next to each other, I think that in order to be happy, you've definitely got to have a forgiving spirit. Whether it's the spilled cereal in the morning, whether it's the guy that cuts you off on the road, or the person that really does hurt your heart in some way. Coming into situations with the forgiving spirit, again, doubles back. It keeps us from being that person that has to blame others. We can see what we did in the matter. We can see what they did. And that forgiving spirit is going to enable us to really be a champion of our own success. And then number 7 is that I will persist without exception. And like I said, these are like a regimen that you could look at, that if you launched every aspect of these into your life, you could have a really dynamic 2019. And that's what I'm shooting for. And that's definitely what I'm holding you in a place of prayer and positive light, is that you're going to have just a really spectacular 2019. That's exactly where I'm going, and I look forward to hearing all about the awesome things that happen in your life. So I hope that, again, if you didn't happen to pick up the book, perhaps it will run across you at some point in time. But if not, these videos will always be here for you to come back and go through the steps and listen to the things that they meant to me, and how I related to them in their life. And perhaps that'll help you relate to them a little bit more. And if you see somebody that you know in life right now that just seems to be struggling and kind of paddling water, but not really ever getting around to true success for themselves, you might encourage them to come over and check out these videos and share with them this book. And hopefully that can kind of create an effect where we're all playing a role in guiding each other to success. Well, this is the last Friday of 2018, and I definitely want to thank you so much for joining me in the last couple of months and supporting me by watching my videos. I hope that they've been very encouraging to you, because that's something that really I light up for, is encouraging and motivating other people. I'm very, very excited about what 2019 holds for myself, and something that I'll share with you that I've kind of touched on a little bit on Instagram is that I'm not looking to make a bunch of resolutions for 2019. What I'm more focused on for 2019 is solutions. So if I've got X, Y, Z as my goal, then these steps right here, these solutions are the keys that are going to unlock that for me. So when you think about 2019, maybe don't just look at it in the same kind of old boxy view of coming up with some resolutions that in a couple weeks you're going to be blaming yourself for not following through with, perhaps just look and think about what are 3 things that you want to see take place in your life this year, and then look at the different decisions for success, see how you can apply those to those 3 things that you're looking at, and then sit down and think about what are some real solutions that will get you to that. Is it a checklist? Is it a reminder sheet? Is it a business plan for some new venture? Is it scheduling time in your day to relax? Whatever it is that's going to take you to getting to those goals, those are going to be your solution steps. So take some time to jot those down. That's what I'm doing here in these last couple of days of 2018 is I'm jotting down my solution steps to achieving the goals that I have for myself. And those are just the basic goals, because I know that there are bigger things on the horizon for me this year than I can even put into the form of goals. And sometimes our faith in those is what is going to take us to them, because I have no clue what is going to get me to what I see for myself at the end of 2019. But I am thrilled to be a part of that journey and to see what awaits at the other side of that. I hope that encourages you, like I said, to not so much go into 2019 looking at resolutions, but what are 3 goals or 3 things that you want to see brought into your life, changed in your life, improved in your life even, and then what are some solution steps that you could write down that would get you on the path of creating the small habits and small changes to get you into that next area for yourself. I hope you have the best New Year's ever, and I hope that you take some time in the next couple of days to get yourself positioned for the best year of your life. And I look forward to connecting up with you on a regular basis to encourage you and motivate you. And thanks again so much for checking in with us, and have the best day ever.